what my mom says anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She says I got a huge cock.
Does she check it on a weekly basis or a monthly?
She knew from the day you were born.
She saw me come out as a baby, and she was like, "That baby's got a massive fucking dong."
They're like, "Here's the head coming out." No, wait, this is something else. It's a little.
Is that a third arm? No, that's my baby's cock.
That's my baby's dick.
I'm sorry, sir. Would you quit staring at my baby's thick ass dick?
That's a good intro line, and with that, we are now in episode 11.
Is it?
It could be 12. I forget. I'm not keeping up to date.
I listened to 11 today, so
we're 12. You know what?
I like that Shane is more knowledgeable about what we do.
He checked it today, though. If I checked it today, if I even looked at my fucking YouTube, I would know.
I'm not. Look, I don't even know where I am half the time.
The last time you did one, you were in. You just come back from New York.
Yeah. No. What?
Wasn't it?
I came back from Chicago.
Chicago. Sorry.
Yeah, I just came back from Chicago. But
where are you going tomorrow?
What?
Where are you going?
Tomorrow?
Aren't you leaving?
No.
I thought you said you had to pack.
Pack what?
The stuff.
Oh.
I'm going to my brother's house again.
But
he lives in the city. I now have to make a trip to my brother's house because he moved out.
That's kind of handy though, and also he lives in a nice area of the city.
Exactly. He lived in the house I grew up in.
Lots of.
Hey, by the way, if you guys want to go have a good time, here's the address. It's 5120 Buford Street.
I thought you were going to give
Vandervender. This is episode 12. We are here. Smart Boys are here.
Is this your first podcast on the road?
Yes, this is our first portable podcast.
This is Smart Boys on the road.
Hey, get ready. Get used to this. I mean, it's audio only right now, but you're going to have to get used to that anyway, because we got to get that RSS feed going.
I don't know what that is.
On iTunes, by the way, I have a Mac now. On iTunes, it's the fucking hot link they use for everything on podcasts.
I thought RSS was like a news feed.
No, that's for your podcast. So you can have an RSS feed for your podcast that you upload, or you can have one for all the ones you subscribe to.
So we're not on iTunes?
No.
Damn it, Shane!
It costs money. Okay, it costs money to host an RSS feed.
How much?
Like $200 a year.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad if I was making money off this.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
sponsors.
fuckers, no sponsors.
We should have a Kickstarter.
Okay. What, for $200 every year? Hey, help us get our RSS feed off the ground. The rest will be taken care of.
Like a GoFundMe or something. I'll get naked.
Patreon, that's what you do.
Dude, I can get money if I need to.
Yeah, you can get money. You can get money. Guess who bought all the equipment?
Yeah. I told you.
I was talking about this the other day with my brother. You know all those ads that are on Craigslist? You said like to take your clothes off for pictures and stuff. How much would you have to be paid to do that?
To be honest with you, not much.
Not much?
Not much at all. There are already pictures of me naked floating on the internet.
Are they? No, they're definitely going to be now.
Oh, yeah.
It would depend.
It's not a hard search to find naked pictures of me.
Facebook might. Anytime I get drunk, I think
that's a heads up to our audience, by the way.
Yeah, dude. If you want to see some hot beefcake, I'm not gonna tell them what to Google because I really don't want them to find them. But it's not hard.
You got a specific username or a specific site.
The first time you go up and take a piss, we'll tell them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what?
I got all the information.
Do you think I've got shame? Shane, I don't.
Shame.
But honestly,
that's cool. I feel honoured that I'm the first on the road podcast. Why did you guys come down here instead of me going over to the?
Because it's quieter here.
It's quieter here.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I thought it was my place today.
I assumed that you guys were just gonna go on the lash or something after this, go on the piss or something. Mm-hmm. You're close to all the pubs down here, so you're just gonna like do this for an hour and then go on a tear.
We're gonna do it in the pub.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna have the bartender come in, give a couple of lines. What he thinks about the recent race war.
Race wars here in St. Louis, dude. That's so fucking annoying. By the way.
I know, it's like, you're a white guy.
I was going to have a gentleman visitor, and he was like, I can't leave my apartment, they're rioting outside. And I was like, fucking goddamn it. Like that.
So that's your, like...
That's why I'm upset.
Well, that's your privilege speaking, Mike. That's you as a privileged man.
Looking big, yes.
You ain't wrong.
I'm not going to finish that sentence.
You ain't fucking wrong. But I was thinking, back to how much it would cost for me to take my clothes off and someone take pictures, about $20.
20?
About $20. If someone was like, "Here's $20, can I see your dick?" I'm like,
for me, the price would be probably around like 70 or something.
Just
like
pictures,
that.
like you still have your underwear on.
Well, that would be that'd be cheap. But it would depend if my face is in it. I would not want my face.
That's what Jason said. Jason said if it was no face, he would do it for a lot cheaper. Yeah.
I would do it for cheap if it was because that's easier to track. Like people aren't gonna like scan your body and be like, "That's you."
Well, also I've got more identifiable things on my body, like with my tattoos. So you just need one look at my arm to tell me that's mine.
I look like most white guys, so I don't have to worry about it.
Why do you have to say white?
Okay, I mostly look like most Swedish and white guys.
Are you Swedish?
Yeah.
I thought you were Norwegian.
No.
Damn it, you all look the same to me.
I'm Scandinavian.
That's gross.
You're American.
I'm third generation.
That's a nerve you broke today.
Don't hit the table.
This is the first. This is the first dirty immigrant that you've.
This is true. This is true.
Because we've only had one. We've had Hank on 2 of them.
Yeah.
April on one.
Yeah, all American.
And that's
and
it.
then Donovan.
Oh, and Donovan. Now we've got this filthy fucking potato eater.
Let's bring that up. Shane is an immigrant, by the way.
I am.
Shane is.
Do you have your citizenship yet?
I do not know. I'm on a
green card.
Green card. Yeah.
So you're.
He's on a green card. It takes a while for the citizenship.
You're an anchor husband. Is that what they call?
Next summer, I have to either. I guess it's what they call reapply for it or something. I have to look into that actually. I write that down as a.
Let's just say right now.
Side note.
Let's just say right now, as a citizen, you're on thin ice.
Dude.
Anything you do wrong can just fling you back over.
But that's what Catherine's worried about. Yeah, anything like that. And there's a couple of all the guys I know that are Irish that are here. They kind of have to behave themselves, even if they have citizenship. They kind of have to behave themselves.
You know who doesn't?
What is your definition of behaving yourself? Because you get drunk every weekend.
Yeah, you're.
I see you doing shit all the time.
I suppose like not losing any part of your body.
Okay.
Don't get arrested.
Wait, is that a reason for deportation? Is like you cut off your arm,
He lost
you're
an
out,
arm.
you're done.
You're
You're not even a whole citizen anymore. Like we're done with you.
If you fall out with more than 4 people over a weekend, that's getting in trouble.
Okay.
You can go from 3.
Hey, that's a good question. Are immigrants worse than sex offenders in this country?
I would say so.
That's the
Would
poll
you say
for
so?
this week.
That's the poll for this week. Let me get some options here.
Is Shane being a dirty Irishman
Worse.
worse?
No, it's not. The poll should be: should Shane go back to where he came from?
Should Shane go back to where he fucking came from?
Send him back to where he
Yes, no.
belongs.
Simple.
Yes, no. I mean,
Yes, no. Or
Motherfucker better
third answer.
pay
Give me
taxes.
Are there more hurdles in this country for immigrants than sex offenders?
coming up this week on PBS.
Coming this week. I mean, sex offenders, they gotta go door to door, introduce themselves.
I don't think that's a real thing.
What?
That
the
whole
door-to-door thing?
going to... I've never...
No, it's digital
there's
now.
apps
It's
now,
digital
isn't there?
now. Exactly.
There's apps now,
Like, because we did it at your place one time, remember? Where
We
showed
went door
the
to door and told people we were sex offenders?
Yeah, we did that. No, you have the map where you can look up how many sex offenders are nearby.
Yeah.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
I remember we did that.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun down here. Is it? Because there's obviously a lot more.
It's like here and here, every apartment. How does that get in an apartment if you're a sex offender? It's like the guy living above you raped a kid once.
You know the government is listening into our podcast.
It's a fucking public podcast. Also, I'm using a MacBook, so of course they are. That's the one thing I had to reconsider when I got this. I was looking at porn. I'm like, I can't really masturbate in front of this because that camera's there the whole time.
Just put a little,
The little dab.
That's on
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
That's like every episode. It's like you were caught masturbating on a webcam. It's like, think about it.
I mean...
Think about the ramifications of masturbating.
I wouldn't
Do
even
it in the
fucking
dark.
care.
Do it in the dark.
I have no
lighting you
shame.
up.
If somebody wants to watch me jerk off, fine. I don't care.
The thing
long as
in
you get
that
paid.
okay.
As long as I get paid.
The
I
thing
don't
in that
fucking
situation,
care.
unless it's like that episode of Black Mirror, which spoilers, he was masturbating to child porn.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't do that.
So fucked up.
Jot that down.
Yeah, jot that down. But I'm saying, unless you're doing something, you're jerking off to something really bad, you don't have to worry about it because they release that shit. You're a victim, and you just be like, look what these guys did. It's like, oh, let's get them.
I don't like kids. I'll tell you, I don't find them sexy at all.
You like bears?
I like bears.
Yeah, like
Big
the
hairy
animal.
men.
The
And
animal.
the animal.
He'll go out in the
I would
wild
cuddle
and
with a
struggle a
bear.
bear.
Have you guys seen that video of that dude with the bears?
The ones that he raped?
No, I wish.
I've seen that one where the guy comes up and just whacks the stick at the bear's head.
I like bear attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear attacks are kind of cool. Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
This guy like raises grizzly bears and he gets to cuddle with them, and I'm so jelly.
Oh, do you mean what's his name?
Man vs. Wild.
Yeah, Man vs. Wild.
No, what's that? What, Into the Wild? No, the Grizzly Man.
Grizzly Man. That's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
That's a great movie.
That's such a good movie.
I have never grizzly. Is that the one with Timothy Treadwell?
Yeah. The
Yes.
start of it is
This
to
guy.
me was so nice, and then they interview more people that knew him closer to the event. It was like, yeah, he had lost his mind.
Yeah.
He had lost his mind.
He went deep in those bears.
Jimbo and Jim.
Jimbo and Jim.
Look.
Are you?
Oh my god, he's the same size as a bear.
I know.
That's why it works. The relationship.
I'm into both of them. We're watching a man cuddle with a bear.
I'll try and add the video.
Yeah, tag it or something. Wait, they're cuddling and everything. How big is that?
I've seen people do it.
Look at his paw.
Yeah. He means from his nails.
It sounds like them having
What does that bear think is going on?
I don't know, but I'm super.
I always think about
I'll
that,
be
like
honest
when
with you,
people have
Diana.
pets, is like, how do the pets perceive the human? Because they have a limited mindset there.
Cats know their name just like dogs.
Do they?
I read that. They just don't care.
Yeah, I get that they know their name. Animals can learn names. I'm not debating that. I'm saying, how do they perceive humans in like a grand scheme of
probably
things?
people give them food.
Can they even think enough to actually?
I think so.
Like grasp that concept.
I think so. I mean, my cat's a total slut
I actually
bag.
do want to know, like, if you could like implant the thoughts of like a cat knowing everything in the universe, what would it do?
It'd kill itself.
Probably.
Have you never seen this? When
that's
you learn
probably good.
everything, you're like, just kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about
philosopher
what's your
kills
cat's
himself.
name?
Mia.
That's gay.
It's like a cat.
It's a girl's name. She's a girl.
So
She's a woman.
Yeah.
I had a
I like your
female
reaction
cat.
to a female name. That's gay.
It's okay.
And this is me speaking.
And this is. I had a female cat, and her name was Moose.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
She's dead though.
What'd you kill her with?
I didn't kill her. My ex lost her.
Oh.
So he said she jumped out the window, and I was like, dude,
Ooh, that's a good cover up.
She's never jumped out the window. Ever. Like,
Guess who jumped out
months
the
that we were
window?
living together, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure.
If you're gonna lie to me, like.
Was that the straw that broke the camel's back? In the
No, that was
relationship?
after we broke up. I
Okay,
moved back
okay.
home, and I texted him one night, and I was like, how's Moose doing? And he's like, oh, she's gone. I was like, what do you mean she's gone?
passed.
She's like, oh, I think she jumped out the window. And I was like,
They land on their feet. That's
yeah.
not possible.
I was like, okay.
Have you ever seen that video of a cat falling from like a 10-story tree and just like fucking runs away?
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Their recovery time is basically just like, let me leave this situation. They might die later, but they just immediately run away. Their body could be falling apart and they're just crawling.
Do you watch Rick and Morty?
I don't. I all I know about a lot of shows are what you guys review.
On the-
So that's I don't.
We're his Windows to the world.
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about anything.
Yeah. Oh.
But well, about some things, but not about TV shows or anything. But I did like your recap of Game of Thrones
Okay.
because I had seen one episode of the whole season. And then I was like, okay, I'm up to date now with your review of it.
Got you.
And then Brian told me what happened in the very last episode, so I'm sorted now. I don't have to watch it.
He's living vicariously through our podcast.
I love that.
That's good.
I like you're like our biggest fan.
Probably.
I've gotten
He's
good
got a Smart
reviews.
Boys tattoo.
That's true.
It's right on his forehead.
Yeah, he's got a Joker tattoo.
You
too.
guys need to get hats. Hats are like that's the easiest way to sell shit.
I think I'll start with stickers and pens.
People will buy hats.
Nudie pens. You know the ones where you like turn it over and
I was meaning like a pen that you put on a thing.
oh, pin.
There's no difference in the way you pronounce that.
It's a pen.
Yeah, we can't stand the word
Pen.
I'm fucking saying, man.
Pen.
Pen.
But-
What am I gonna
there-
hand out
there-
pens like right with this like oh a fucking
There's
podcast?
pins and then there's pens.
Whatever. Fuck the English language.
You're gonna take that tone with me?
I can take that tone with you.
on the
Fucking
day of
I
my
agree.
on the day of my father's birth.
you fucking Arab piece of
Today
shit.
my-
Get out of this house.
I'm not fully Arab.
Yeah. You're from Egypt. I know.
Yeah, I know.
You're the Prince of Egypt,
Oh my garb.
dude. Let's talk about that. What's up with Egypt?
What is going on?
You think
It's all good now.
You think
It's all good?
what was the
They
one?
fixed it last week.
Who was
Yeah,
the one
it was
crazy
leaking, and now
guy?
it's fine.
Who was the crazy guy who was in charge for a while?
Muhammad.
No, it was
that was
it was like an R name.
Morocco, Gaddafi, wasn't it? But
Yeah, that was Libya.
Muammar
That was
Gaddafi.
Libya. Sorry. Yeah, so Egypt, I'm not too sure about Egypt.
It was like a R name.
Ramstein.
Let's talk about Muammar Gaddafi. What happened to him?
No, speaking about Egypt, I have a funny story about. I've never been to Egypt, but one of the guys I went to college with wanted to be an archaeologist, so he used to go over there a lot to, to look at the pyramids or whatever.
Yeah.
And when all that shit was going down, when Egypt was allowed the internet, then they went wild over the course of a month or 2 months or whatever.
Yeah.
What was it? 2014. He was so angry in college because like, I love going to Egypt. They better not fuck up the pyramids. That was one of the funniest fucking.
Don't fuck up the pyramids.
Don't fuck up the pyramids, which I don't think the guys would do.
No.
They fuck up like Starbucks, like here. They'll fuck up Starbucks and
They won't
H&M's.
fuck up the arch.
Yeah, they're not gonna fuck up. There were guards or there were police officers all around the arch. I'm sure.
Yeah.
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 No one's tagging the arch, bitch.
No. Did you see it?
I am not. Would you like to review it?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, that's a
Yeah,
good review.
yeah, that's
Let's move
fine.
on.
That's my review. Yeah,
It's pretty good. I'm liking what's going on. It's getting good sales. It's got good numbers.
It does have good numbers. It's also got the kid from Stranger Things in it.
That's cool. I
Which
forgot
is okay.
about that show entirely.
Really. You forgot about that show?
I don't care about it anymore. Listen, I got season 3 Twin Peaks. I don't need anything else in my life.
Is that still going on?
It's over.
What happened?
A great finale happened.
Tell us about it.
Would you like to know? Because I cannot explain any of it without like previous context.
Is it going to take a while?
Okay, I'll just sum up really quick.
Are there aliens?
The entire I'd say first 16 episodes is bait and switch of you don't really know what's happening. Yeah. The last 2 before the like final episodes are like here's all the answers you do need, and then the last episode is like more questions than answers, and that's it.
Are they going to do another season?
I think so, but I don't know if it's going to be on Showtime because there was a lot of
that dude's name
internal
again?
problems. David Lynch, Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I like him in Portlandia.
He's very funny in that. He's very funny in that now in the context with this show existing because the characters have this line to them.
Is it the same person, do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
It introduces a concept at the last episode, right, like the first couple minutes before the end of the episode that could open that up.
That's crazy.
Let's just say that every movie that David Lynch made is connected, and it's
even Lost
real.
Highway.
Yeah.
I just remembered that he didn't say spoiler alert before he told it.
Oh.
I didn't spoil anything.
Oh, did you not?
You know,
I said that's why I kept it brief without doing stuff. You gave it a spoiler to it. You told people it was good. Like, people need to find out themselves. I can't hear anything about a movie before it comes out, except for all the trailers, because then that gives me the information I need.
Yeah, you're that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like that.
Let's talk about that Han Solo movie. Martin Scorsese is the director. What's up with that?
Dude, who isn't what's his face in it?
Yeah, all the shitty ones.
No, the dude, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, fucking
Donald Glover,
Emmy Award winning director Donald Glover.
Oh, the Emmys.
Yeah, that happened.
That
You wanna talk
happened.
about that?
And he's won a Grammy, has he? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's just say
His music career isn't the best.
No, I didn't watch the Emmys.
Donald Glover is the first black director to get an Emmy. That's it.
Good for him.
Everything, yeah. And then some other people got Emmys. I don't pay attention to that. I think the Emmys is like a step above the Oscars and being just the absolute bullshit. Of just like
which is the one that
nonsensical.
Ricky Gervais hosts a lot.
The Oscars?
Dude, I hate
No,
Ricky
no, he
Gervais.
doesn't.
No, he does the Golden
Globes,
Globes. That's
Golden
it.
Globes,
The
that's
Golden Globes is kind of.
That's the most bullshit.
That's more all around media too. That does movie awards before excuse me. It does movie awards before the year is out, which is weird to me because like some of the biggest movies come out at like December.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well, this gets a Golden Globe. You haven't seen it yet. Like that happened with La La Land.
Yes.
That got a Golden Globe, and it wasn't even out in theaters in America yet. It was just fucking like the small fucking runs of festivals.
I can't do musicals.
It's a fine movie.
Weren't you watching it the other day?
No.
He was watching it at my house, and
Yeah.
he was like,
Oh,
biting
you were
his teeth.
hating on it. That was it.
He was like, cannot watch this. He walked in the other room. That's when he was, yeah.
I can't do it. No, I no like.
That was at the wedding, right?
Yeah.
When I see people in regular, like just on a what's the opening scene? They're in a
Yeah, and then the
fucking
highway
traffic
traffic,
jam.
yeah, and they all
and then
get
just
on
go
the
up and they
cars.
start saying, "I'm out."
It's
Straight away.
suspension.
I've never seen that.
Okay,
I mean, like,
Shane, you
so-
gotta realize it's a suspension of disbelief. None of that is real.
You gotta S that D.
It's supposed to be like a fantasy idea. Yeah,
I
okay,
do that with loads of things.
you
I'm
need
not doing it with
to
musicals.
put you
like
need to put musicals on the same level as you watch Lord of the Rings.
Okay, yeah, I can't do that though.
But you
Lord of
have
the Rings
to.
is awesome. I can't.
But you have to because it's the same level of fantasy. It's like this couldn't really happen.
What's your favorite movie?
That's a good
Lord of
question.
the Rings would be a good pick.
Return of the
maybe-
King.
Ooh, Scarface is pretty good.
Scarface is pretty good. What do you think of that?
Oh, you know what we watched recently? I know it's not one of my favourite movies, but Snatch. Remember Snatch?
Yeah, Snatch is a good
I
movie.
watched that
Snatch.
again. Yeah, of course.
Fucking dirty.
Catherine had to put on the subtitles though.
Fucking limey piece of shit. What about Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
That one's good.
Yeah, all of his ones. I
Very
haven't
good.
seen the new one with King Arthur or anything, but
I heard that was.
all his
yeah.
old gangster ones are good.
I heard the Joe Rogan with him, but I didn't watch the movie.
What was the one where?
I'm sure a lot of people were like that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
that movie bombed. So
did it-
not
Which
a
one?
surprise.
King Arthur?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Did you see it?
No,
Okay.
but I know it was bad.
But do they actually bomb anymore? Because I'm sure that probably made that made like 50 million. That's counted as a
No, it made like 45.
But that's how if it's making money.
If it made okay, here's the deal: if you spend 120 million on a movie and only make 45, where's the other money going? It's going right into the project and nowhere else.
No, but when you said 40, so it cost 120 and then it made 160.
No, it only made 45 million.
Oh, okay. No, okay. So I
costs-
I thought you meant
This
that
is what
it
I checked
made
last time. What's
45
it now?
It's a lot higher than that.
Oh,
Is
It cost 175 million.
Holy shit.
It only made 146 million.
okay. So
But
the loss is close.
it's a bomb. If you don't
If
make
you're-
back what you spent,
If you
on
don't
the
break
movie,
even, you're a bomb. If you're in
it's
the
a
red
bomb.
by the time the movie is said and done, you're a bomb. That's pretty much how it works. That's why if
But
you
there's lots of movies that make a load of money and they still regard them a bomb.
that's because the studio's predictions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's that's actually the difference. Is like there's actual market bombing, which is like you don't make your money back and barely break
What's
even.
that John
And you
Carter?
you gotta realize with most of these movies when they quote the budget, that's just the production budget.
That's not
Because then the
marketing.
marketing budget is a whole like that's another 100 million.
Yeah.
But with that movie, that didn't have a lot of marketing. I would say they put maybe 20 million. So let's say 195 million in that movie. So they're losing out of about 50 million.
Ah, okay.
But,
another thing that's interesting about that bombing thing is, since I've been in America, there's like two different ways to make money. I mean, any movie that's made, like, what's a movie, that It movie, it'll make 50 million in the US and then it'll make 100 million worldwide. When you're not from America, you just say how much money did it make altogether.
Oh, because we're American.
You count American money different than the rest of the world money.
Yeah, because a lot of movies will bomb here but do really well overseas. China.
Yeah.
China's the big one.
Like
So how is that a bomb then?
So
Well, it's not really
the new
bomb,
Transformers that came out is a perfect example. That bombed here, like in terms of like not breaking even. But in China, it made well over its budget. So they don't regard our box office anymore. So like that Warcraft movie that came out a couple of years ago, that was a big like factor in that because that movie was huge in China, but barely did shit here.
Well, so
in that regard, they didn't even regard our market as like a profit or loss. They were just like, this is just some bullshit.
they even made parts of the Transformers movie to appeal to the Chinese audience. Like the messaging service that they use on their phone is one that's primarily used in China.
WeChat?
Yeah, I guess. And then there was other things going on where it was like they were trying to like appeal to the Chinese audience, and people here were just like, I don't know what that is, but like the credit card that he was using was a Chinese credit card.
Unipay. I know all these shit.
How do you know all this shit?
He was in China. Yeah. But no, that's
And they also appealed to him. Did they make Marky Mark fuck a Chinese girl? That would have.
I think so.
there was one scene where it was like the porn magazine they were looking at was a Chinese girl, and she was the biggest model in the
That's every
country.
guy in America.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Well, more Japanese. Korean and Japanese is our taste. Chinese is just like we want a little more ass.
Ass and titties, right?
Yes. No, that's a huge factor in movies now is the fucking Chinese market. Well, with action
Chinese
movies,
market.
like nobody's trying to sell fucking In Bruges or fucking Lock, Stock, Two.
No.
Did you see In Bruges?
Yeah,
That's one of
my. Oh, but there we go. That's my favorite.
That's
movie.
one of
Going back
that's
to
your
that'd be
favorite.
my favorite movie.
I feel like that's when you first came over here. That was what you asked. Is like, have you ever seen In Bruges?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I've seen it. It's
We
like-
went back.
Screw
to,
you, motherfucker.
You can't help but if you watch that, if that's one of your favorite movies, if you ever go to Bruges, you have that's what you'll spend your day doing, just going around looking at various scenes where they filmed in that movie, which is easy because Bruges is tiny as fuck.
You think when that movie came out there, like people were freaking out? It's like I know all those places.
Yeah,
Probably.
definitely.
Because that's like everybody in Canada when an action movie comes out. Because it's like fucking John Wick and everything like that is just filmed in every street in Quebec and shit like that.
Is that because it's cheaper
Dude,
up there?
It's
Fuck
cheap
Quebec.
as fuck to film in big cities in Canada. That's why they do it all the time.
I hate Quebec.
Do you?
I do.
What is your you got a hate?
Oh, I do have a lot of hate. I have a lot of hate for the fucking French. Those French Canadian bastards. Yeah, fucking assholes, dude. I went up there. I told you I went up there in 2011 to go see Rammstein.
Oh yeah.
And like, it was busy because it was a huge festival. But like, me and my boyfriend at the time, we would go like to this pizza place, like a fancy like kind of, and we would sit down and we would be sitting there for like a half an hour and nobody came over to like talk to us. And like finally, I had to grab a waitress. Like, can we please like order? And she was like, "Yeah, I'll get right to you." Then she went over to this Quebecy or
Quebecian
couple, and they not only got their food and left before we ever got our drinks delivered. And like they're just fucking like they just were such big assholes, and they all pretend they don't speak English, and they fucking do.
Are you saying there's an issue with racism in Quebec?
There's an issue with those French fuckers thinking they're better than everybody else.
Well, that's been all history.
Quebec's the new set.
Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder that as a world we keep bailing them out?
God fucking French, dude. God damn them. I'll take a
culture,
dirty
everything.
fucking potato
A terrorist tech
eating,
happens like fuck. Paris
whiskey
fucked up.
drinking Irish Catholic bastard like this fucker. Over
Listen,
here.
they've gone through a tragedy recently. Okay, Jerry Lewis died.
The next time, if you ever, you'll probably never go to Quebec or go to
I
any of
will
those places
probably-
again. But if that ever happens to you again, you can just get up and scream. They're just like, "We let you bastards film John Wick up here, you guys."
We made you.
Dude, I don't know.
You're nothing like John
I
Wick
do
too.
love Canada though. Canada's good.
Yeah, it's great.
Halifax is where I've been chilling
Halifax,
with those Haligonians.
Hal boys.
That's what they're called.
Are they?
Haligonians.
Canada's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird, but I would live there.
I'm working.
You know, you like see some places like fucking Uganda and shit like that. It's like it's weird, but like if I need to,
I'm
I'd
probably
live
going
there.
back up there next month, and they have funny, colorful money.
I know, I've seen it. It's like made of plastic.
Like euros are kind of like that.
Is the real question? Is our money too uptight? Is the dollar bill too uptight?
The only thing I don't like about our money is that it does not have anything on it for blind people. It seems like everybody other countries in the world, their currency has like little indentations so that you can feel what it is, or it's different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Ours has nothing. So if you hand a blind person a bill, they literally have no idea what it is. They have to use those
Okay.
little readers. But why? It should have those little indentations in the corner where you can feel. I feel like, are you confused, Shane?
Well, yeah, are all the American money like the $5 is the same size as the $20 and the $50?
Exactly the same size.
Okay, I'm okay with uniform size, but the indentation sounds like a good complaint.
Yeah.
Because you got a blind person, they give you $100.
The way
bill
we
for
see it is, if they can't see, they're not contributing to society.
yeah, fuck them, dude.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? they
Speaking
can't
of
read a
blind
computer.
people, I watched The Village.
Oh,
She was blind.
she was blind.
Yeah. Have you seen The Village?
Yeah, I love The
I watched
Why
it
don't we-
last night.
Let's do a retrospect review on that.
Okay. I watched it. I really like it, but there's like 5 beats in it, 5 little things that like pissed me off to the point where I was like, God damn it, M. Night.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert to a movie that came out 13 years ago.
You know, actually, funny story. The Village was the first movie that I ever got spoiled to me.
oh,
I was
okay.
online. I was like on IMDb, and then everyone was like, "I know the twist ending," and I was like, "No, what is it?" And I clicked it, and I was like, "God damn it!" And ever since then, I'm like immune. Like that really just wrecked me.
I gotta say right now, that movie was the one where the twist was spoiled by everybody.
Yeah.
Like once they saw it, so many people were pissed. It's like I don't even care about the fucking twist. Just fucking throw it out there.
So many people are angry.
Because
at
it's like
that movie,
it took me 9 years to see Fight Club and was never spoiled on it. I didn't even watch The Village, and I know like a year afterwards, I was seeing people making jokes about that twist ending, and it's like, okay, well that's the ending. Don't have to watch the movie now.
But that's his thing, isn't it? And like, his thing is the twist.
Well, it's the
You
twist.
know what's
Well,
coming.
twists.
It became the thing because everybody congratulated him on The Sixth Sense. Is like, ooh, you really pulled it over our fucking eyes. We didn't see that coming. And then he tried it with every movie after that. It's like, yeah, but now it kind of sucks. Like fucking the aliens die because of water. Like that is that a twist ending?
Well, that was so stupid because it was like our Earth is 75% water. It's in the fucking atmosphere. Like it's in the air. Why would you come to this fucking planet?
What you're saying right now, you're saying these aliens have made a mistake that's on the same level of an off episode of Star Trek. So don't give them so much shit.
I do like Signs though. Signs was good. It was spooky. It scared me.
I like
When the little girl's like, "There's a monster across the street" or whatever, and then he like looks out the window. There's a fucking alien standing on the roof. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That fucking and then the leg, and then when he's at they're watching the video and they're at that like Spanish kid's birthday party. And the alien just walks by. Like it was fucking nuts. Oh man, it scared the shit out of
They
me.
did kind
Why
of.
do aliens have to like go to rural areas?
Because it's easier to
I've
get
seen
around.
a UFO twice.
Yeah. I've seen aliens up front. They don't speak English.
They
So
don't.
I was like, we're done
What
here.
were we talking about? The Village. Okay. What pissed me off?
They're speaking
Nah,
Spanish. Fuck
listen, they came up and they were just like they were making signs and then they kind of spoke in like whale noises. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
my
yeah.
ears can't even comprehend this, let alone my brain. We're done. I just pulled the curtain down. I just like said, put out a sign. We're done.
You know who's in the Village though? Sigourney Weaver.
That's
I
true.
forgot that. You know who else is also in the Village?
Adrian Brody.
Franz Kranz.
Oh yeah.
Franz Kranz and Sigourney Weaver are both in one of my most favorite movies of all time,
Aliens.
Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know I didn't remember that Franz Kranz.
I don't know who she is.
He. Franz Kranz was the stoner, and
That's true.
yeah,
Oh yeah, he is a.
he's
I
the
didn't
one
know
that
what you were talking about,
Pam
honestly.
Grier marries. I'm trying to think what pissed me off about that movie. Oh, it was okay. So it was really good up until the end, and then
Where
once
the twist.
right? And then there was these like little blips of dialogue that he had to put in so that it would make sense, like the twist. So like when Adrian Brody's like in that little like locked house thing, and then his parents come to get him, and there's the floorboards all torn up. The mom's just like, he must have found one of our costumes underneath the floorboards. It's like,
I hate when movies do that.
and then before that, when they find out that because I guess he's been running amok, breaking all the animals' necks and shit.
Yeah.
And then when they finally realize that it was him, the mom goes, or somebody in the village goes, the animals. Like, oh, so now we know that he was the one who was breaking all. Okay, thank you.
What? Okay, because I know it's like the twist is it's like an old timey village, but it's really in modern day. What is the context of that? Like, what is the whole reason that's
the reason
happening?
that happened is the village elders were each like. One guy, his dad got shot by his business partner, and then the business partner hung himself. Another one, his sister got raped and murdered in an alley. Another one of the elders' brother got shot in the eye after like trying to help a drug addict who's a doctor. So these people think society's super dangerous, and they just want to
Get away.
get away. So they want to be innocence. The whole thing's about innocence.
The innocence of the past.
Yes, but the twist is not that the parents were the monsters. The twist is that it's in the current day.
Yeah.
And then there's like that line. Oh my god. So I didn't even think that planes would have been an issue, but I guess M. Night did. So when he has his
Yes.
cameo, he's like,
Yeah.
don't ask any questions. When it got out in the papers that some trust was paying off the government to not let planes fly over here, that was a real problem for me. And I was like, oh, God, okay, all right, I get it.
That's the one like insert line where I think like it's like you're trying too hard.
If that, so right at the end, it's how many people escape, how many people get into the real world.
Nobody.
No
Just
one
her.
does.
Just the Ivy.
Just the one.
And
So
the,
how long does it take before she freaks out? Because she got like iPhones now.
oh,
Well,
no.
this was Shane, this was 2004. At the most, she finds a laptop and it's like, what?
No, she's blind though. That's
That's
why.
why
That's
Why he let her go is because she's blind. Because the two guys that he sent with her were told to stay at the river at the very edge of their little park. She was the only one allowed to go over the wall. But she goes over the wall and conveniently, this like 5 to 10 by 10 mile park.
Stretch of highway.
Yeah. Conveniently, the second she plops over the wall, there's a park ranger like driving by. And I was like, God damn it. And so he tells her to wait. So the most that she ever heard was his car and possibly other cars driving by, and that's it. Because she heard a siren and she was like, what was that noise?
The devil.
Beast.
Yeah. And then she just goes right back over afterwards.
Would you say
okay, fuck.
that if executed better, could that twist work?
Yeah.
What would you improve on it?
Oh, I don't know. What am I?
Beers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beers.
go ahead.
Beers.
Beer break. We'll continue wrapping up. No, we'll continue wrapping up what we're talking about the village. I remember I watched the movie recently, and I remember those parts. And I only paid attention to the ending where all the explanations were. I didn't get the details about like why they were there. I was just like, okay,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but
Adrian Brody was in it though, and he dies.
he dies.
And that was another thing. There was another convenience for the plot was that he had a costume and he was going around chasing her in the woods after he stabbed Joaquin Phoenix, and then he conveniently falls in the pit and dies. So now they don't have to worry about him no more. Wow.
I think it's just one-dimensional writing is the problem with that.
That's
movie.
what I'm saying. M. Night is a great director. He's a terrible writer.
I'll give him that.
He's a great director. He's a terrible writer.
The only movie where his acting gets really bad is anything post The Happening, but I think that was just because he didn't care.
Well, did you see the fuck with your Irish boy in it, where he's got multiple personalities?
Yeah,
Well,
Split.
he's Scottish, but same thing. James McAvoy. Split.
No, he's Scottish.
Yeah.
I do apologize.
Sorry. Think about we're leprechauns. They're the Loch Ness monster. That's the way you.
I saw a poll recently. It was on Twitter of Irish people or Scottish people, and out of 10,000 votes, Irish people won by a landslide.
But what was it?
It was just a poll on
On
Twitter.
People.
Yeah, preferred of just Irish people or Scottish people.
What was
and
that?
Irish people got 63%, and Scottish people got 36%.
What was somebody was saying something about Ireland is the gayest country ever?
It depends on what area you go to.
It's pretty. You would agree it's pretty gay now with Dublin.
Yeah.
Wait,
Dublin's
north,
coming
right?
like a big deal now.
You're north, right?
No, south.
You're
Cardiff.
south.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a Southie.
Ooh,
Southie.
that's disgusting, right?
No,
That's horrible, right?
I'm about an hour and a half south of Dublin, and so everyone in my area, if you're young, you want to get up to Dublin. Just like it's the same everywhere, anywhere around the big city.
The young people want to get to the city.
What's the
The
big
old
city
people
in
want to move
North
away
then?
from it.
Belfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like them, right?
It's all the same.
I've known.
Why are you trying to start?
I was gonna
Those are those
say.
fucking bastards, right?
I was gonna say. You know that new airline that came to St. Louis recently, the Wow. Wow, whatever. The huge deal with them is like people are like, this is great because tickets to Dublin are cheap now.
Yeah.
And that was all they mentioned.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that the big deal? It's like just Dublin.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
so many American companies in Dublin, though. That's the only thing. Like, you can literally go through the city.
Are you saying it's
What's
very
the other big city
white?
in Ireland?
It's very white there. They kind of whitewashing the entire Dublin.
Is it like the colour of people? Yeah.
It's like a little less green, a little more toast.
Edinburgh?
Scotland again.
You
should go to Scotland.
I don't think they're
You
the
know
ones
all
that
their movie stars. You
they're
know everything about
the
them.
ones that fuck sheep,
Braveheart.
right?
No.
No, that's New Zealand.
No, that's no.
It's Scottish, isn't it?
A bit of Scott.
I think you just call.
Wales.
Yeah, I think if you want to insult somebody, you just call them a sheep fucker.
Isn't there a lot of sheep everywhere though?
Yeah, but
Okay.
those Welsh fuck them.
Let me like really correct that. If you want to make fun of somebody in a European area, you call them a sheep fucker. If you want to make fun of somebody in the Middle East, you call them a goat fucker.
Oh, I do.
What's the?
Because goats are in the desert and sheep are not.
Oh yeah, because that's what
Yeah. So
Here
you gotta
would be
change.
what, like a dog fucker?
More of a horse fucker. Horses are more
horse fucker.
Yeah,
I've heard people call people horse fuckers.
Mr. Hand.
Mr. Hands. He's more of a god fuck.
That's
by
a
horse.
legend. That's a
Do you know who
legend.
Mr. Hands is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That got to Ireland.
Okay.
That and the Brady Bunch.
I'm
Isn't
really
it
upset.
fucking amazing that got everywhere, and this guy is only known for
he
being
did.
like fucked to death by a horse?
did.
That's gotta suck. Like I was thinking the other day, like of bad deaths. Like you don't want to be the person who died on a roller coaster at an amusement park. That's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing
Well,
way
that
to
kid
go
got
out.
decapitated.
But still, it's like you're at
That's
a place
pretty
that is for
badass.
families and fun. You don't want to die at Disney World. That's embarrassing.
But
Like you want to die a legit way.
But it's quick and it's no one's. I would think the most. What are you saying? The worst way to die or the most embarrassing? way to die?
Embarrassing.
So
Like
the-
in certain status. Like
Like
that. Like dying out in the wild during a hiking trip. That's stupid. But like it's still like you were out in the elements. and you-
I'd put up embarrassing.
basically, at that point, God killed you. He
Yeah.
was like,
It's an embarrassing way to die.
Well, I would think. You know. Do you remember?
okay, top two right here.
Getting fucked by a horse?
Okay, top three. Number one, getting fucked by a horse,
That sounds
not
weird.
going to the hospital and dying from the internal injuries,
Yeah.
which is how he died. Legend of Mr. Hands. Number two would be at an amusement park, but like in a lame way, like getting stuck in a slide or something like that, or getting fucked up like that. Something like that.
I don't think
and
that's
then,
embarrassing.
what?
I don't think that's embarrassing.
I think that's embarrassing.
Really?
You're on a thing meant for
You
children.
know what would be
Oh, yeah,
embarrassing?
okay,
It would be
yeah,
like,
you're
like
thinking
people
of-
fucking up their parkour stunts and then like falling off a building.
I was gonna say no. Number three is
Just anything on a
in
stupidity.
a masturbation act.
Oh, it's trying to suck your own dick?
Trying to suck your own dick, choking to death from erotic
Oh.
asphyxiation. Yeah, like that kind of shit.
comment.
Because
What about this? What about this? Embarrassing for me would be like everyone is watching you, and then you're supposed to die, and then you do. So like when that guy put the cable from one end of the World Trade Center to the other one, and then walked across it with the bar. He obviously
Okay.
he did it, but if he fell, everyone's
yeah,
watching
yeah.
it, and then you've got a long way to go, and everyone's just like, you're
I'm
probably thinking
so-
to yourself,
I don't think
"Oh."
that's as embarrassing because you set out to do a deadly act and you are now a online video legend
Yeah,
for the rest of
that's
your life. Not because you died embarrassing but because you were doing something so dangerously stupid you died during it. It's like what a badass. He went out doing the thing he did.
No, dude.
He said he was going to try and walk across.
It's like you gotta say there's a lot of guts in dying
That
from
is
falling off a
something
wire.
I would never ever fucking
Because
do.
not only did you fuck up the stunt that you planned for years, but now you are living with all those regrets following
not living.
all
Oh.
the
6 seconds,
no, but you are living
I
the
don't-
few
I-
seconds you have left, like remembering. Oh my god, I shouldn't have done this.
I'm
My dad was
so-
right. Oh my god, everybody's seeing this. Oh no. Oh fuck. It's like, what is my girlfriend gonna think? Is she gonna laugh at me? It's like
That is like my biggest fear is falling to death. I can handle like snakes.
I'm gonna say right now, that was my biggest thing
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and after like doing fucking like I'm
All
not
your
afraid of heights
construction
anymore.
shit?
Huh?
All your construction
all my
shit?
construction shit, being on heights and shit like that. I'm not
can't
afraid
do
of heights anymore. And when I went on a plane for the first time recently, I was looking down, like, if I fell, I'd be fine. I would come full acceptance because I'm just like,
I don't have a problem with planes, except the initial takeoff and landing. I'm fine once it's up in the air, because 99% of plane accidents happen during takeoff and landing.
What about turbulence? So you don't get bad in turbulence?
I get bad in turbulence. But, like, it's when I'm in charge of my own safety is when I
agree.
That's why, like, I don't do ladders. Because, like, planes hardly ever crash. Like, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
But like in a what if situation, if I was falling out of a plane and had that like 2 minutes to like the 2 minutes to die, like I'd be fine with that.
I would freak the geek out.
I would be like at first be like, oh shit, and then I would enjoy the last minute and then be like head dive right into the ground. I would rather. I was like, better make it count. I don't want to live through this.
I would rather die and not know what's happening. You know, like, just take me out quick. But, like, to see, like, the Earth coming towards you, that's fucking...
I used to be afraid of that, but now it's like, I kind of feel like if I'm in no control and I see death coming, I can come to terms with it easier.
No, I don't know,
well, something just came into my head. If you're on a plane and then you're falling towards the Earth that quickly, but then, you know, when someone's in a plane with you and they let their chair... But in front of you, they let their chair back. That's the most annoying. I fucking hate that. So if I was hurling toward the earth and then that guy had it like that, I'd not do it. I'd just like start punching him in the ear.
Oh yeah,
that would calm me down a bit.
I would just go for the door and be like, I'm not down with these fuckers. I'm going over here. I want to be the guy they find 2 days later.
An arm 2 days later.
Yeah, I want to be the fucking splatter like that. The coyotes start chewing on 2 days later. They're like, oh, there's another victim.
Did you see that chick who hit the coyote with her car? And it got stuck in her grill.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's
I didn't see
crazy.
That.
It was a picture online. It was on a truck or it was just on a car.
It was a car.
Okay, but it was like the coyote looked like it was alive still, but it was stuck in a grill.
It was alive.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This woman hit a coyote and it got caught up in her grill. Like she had it was like a Ford Focus. It's got that big like mesh thing at the bottom, and the coyote was like stuck in there, like looking around, and then they got apart. They was fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Happy ending.
That's
happy
the most
ending.
embarrassing way to die though.
But he didn't die.
Yeah, but
getting caught in
for a human.
Yeah.
Getting caught in the grill.
That's actually embarrassing way to die. Hitting a deer on a highway and then crashing and dying.
Dude, I tell people all the time, you know the most dangerous animal in America is the white-tailed deer.
Yeah. I wrecked my car with a deer. I was on Highway 44 going 65 miles an hour, came right around a curve, saw that thing fly.
Jesus.
That was the fucking one thing where it's like, that thing's dead. When you see the ragdoll effect.
How big was it? How big was it?
Oh, it was a buck. It was like fucking huge fucker, and you see the fucking whites of its eyes just go, like, flicking backwards. Like, that reaction shot just like, you see its fucking legs move up, and it's like, got this reaction on its face. Like, that thing is in death mode. That
Honor
is its life
the
going
greatest
away.
impression of a deer getting hit by a car.
That must have fucked up your car.
Oh, it fucked up. That car's not... Well, the car's... radiator is fucked. Like, I haven't sold it
Which
yet.
car was it?
It was that Mercedes I was driving at the time.
Oh, the red one? Mm-hmm. I was going to say, my friend Max in high school was at a fucking stop sign, at a stop, and a deer ran into his car. He ran into the van. Not only did it hit the van, it, like, came at it at an angle. It flopped around its ass and then shat all over the side of his van.
So I was going to say, another run-in I had with a deer. I was coming home... you know the road that goes up to my house before the rock road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I was driving that way. My neighbors had this, like, large hill that goes up to their yard. And I was driving, this was like... Yeah. I'm editing that out. But it was like 1 a.m. It jumps a full length of the fucking road, but barely makes it. So I'm seeing this deer, and I'm like coming at like 45 miles an hour, and I'm seeing this deer come all the way down and almost make it off the road, and I fucking clip its ass, and I see it fucking spin out and go into the forest. I'm like, that's gonna be dead or not? I don't know. Because I got out, I looked, and I heard it running away. I'm like, that's got fucked up legs now. That's probably gonna die.
Fuck deer.
Yeah. Deers are fucking crazy. They need to stop.
I hate when people are like, oh, it's so cute. Fuck them.
That's the one thing with somebody's like, I hunt or something like that. I'm like, okay, it's fucking deer.
Dude, there's got a funny story. So my uncle, he's a Vietnam vet. He goes hunting. He's been going hunting for like 30 years now, like once every year with his friends, and he's never killed a deer.
Really?
He's been going hunting for 30 years. My dad makes fun of him for it all the time.
Is he just pissed drunk when he's doing it?
Yeah, I mean, and my dad always says, dude, we've killed more deer with our cars than you have in 30 years while going hunting. It's a funny story. His name is, I don't actually want to say his name, but he's a vet, and there was this...
You can say first names.
His name's Hank, Uncle Hank.
Oh, okay. Hank.
He's a vet, and there was this one time, there was a family party, and everyone was having a good time, and he just sort of stops and goes, will somebody answer that fucking phone? And there was no phone ringing.
Oh, shit.
Will somebody please pick up that goddamn phone? And everyone's like, Hank, there's no phone ringing.
Does he ever tell you stories about...
I didn't know. I didn't know he was
about Vietnam?
No, I didn't even know he was a vet until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, some will talk about it and then some won't at all. There was a guy that was stationed in the DMZ, or just off the DMZ line, and I was talking to him, my boss's father-in-law or something like that, but he was saying that he was stationed in this big camp, and he would talk about shooting Vietnamese.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
like he hated them, back then, and then they would get these shipments. The other thing he told me was they would get these shipments of liquor and beer and stuff, and there used to be like 95 degrees the beer, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you know what they do? Dig holes in the ground, put them in the ground, and then they'd keep them there for 2 hours, 3 hours. It would get down to about 85, and that was called Angel Piss. They used to call that beer Angel Piss.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
What you doing over there, Anders?
Chicken tour.
That's not the worst thing that happened in Vietnam. I think they drank really warm beers in Vietnam, but that's the story that he told me.
What else? What else?
Brewed for the Lou.
Brewed for the Lou. What's up with baseball?
Oh, don't even fucking get me started, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Listen, we need to win, okay? We are... Thanks, Shane.
Not every sports team, though. We need a winner.
Guys,
we gotta get this win. We gotta get the win this week,
all right,
guys.
so we are... I want to say we're 4.5 games outside of the Central Division. The Cubs are winning the Central Division, and the Brewers are behind them like 2.5 games. We are only 2 games out of the National League wild card, so we're not even trying to get this division. We're just trying to get that wild card game.
Okay.
We played the Cubs. We just had a 3-game run with Cincinnati, which we swept them, which is awesome. But then we played 3 games at Wrigley before that, and we got swept. When we shouldn't have, because I fucking hate the Cubs. But there was this really funny moment. So there's this pitcher. His name is John Lackey. Mm-hmm. He used to play for us, and then we traded him to the Cubs. He's very emotional. Like, very emotional. He gets pissed really easy. And the first game that we were playing against the Cubs, I think it was tied, and our pitcher was up to bat, Carlos Martinez, and pitchers can't hit. And John Lackey throws this just beautiful fastball, like right down the middle, and the ump calls it a ball. And like it was legit the worst call I've ever seen in baseball. Like it was a perfect strike. But the problem was their catcher. There's this thing called framing, which is you want to move your hand once you catch the ball. You want to move it into the strike zone if it's outside. So the ump kind of it's like you'll catch it, then you move your hand, and then it kind of looks like
correction.
It looks like it was where it should have been.
Yeah,
he did the exact opposite of that, where he caught it in the center and then he let it go down. So the ump thought it went way lower than it did. But then, so John Lackey freaks the geek out. It was funny because Carlos already had 2 strikes. So he starts to walk towards the dugout thinking he struck out. And then like he looks back and the ump's like, ball. And he's like, okay. And when you obviously know that you got a call like that, you just don't say anything. Carlos wasn't like, yes. He was just like, oh, all right. But Lackey starts screaming and shit, and it was hilarious. And then the announcers knew exactly what was going to happen. They go, if Carlos Martinez gets a hit off this next pitch, John Lackey's going to get thrown out of the game. And guess what happens? He throws the pitch. Carlos gets a hit.
No way! Fuck.
So John Lackey, literally, the second that it gets off his bat, he knows it's a hit. He starts running towards the ump to yell at him. And before the play's even over, because we scored a run at that point too and took the game, he gets thrown out. The catcher throws his mask down on the ground because he's yelling at the ump too. It bounces back up and hits the ump in the leg. He gets thrown out. Then he gets suspended for a game for doing that. But it was the funniest fucking thing. But then they swept us.
That sounds like bullshit.
But we are playing. We've got Pittsburgh.
We're
We're playing at Pittsburgh for 3 games. And then we come back here. And then we're playing the Cubs. Fuck them, right? Cubs. 4 games against the Cubs. And then Milwaukee. So basically, the two teams that we need to lose, that we want to lose, are our last 7 games.
It's in your hands. It's in the Cardinals' hands.
I know, but I feel like we're not gonna do it. I resigned this season like a month ago. I was like, we're not gonna do it, and then we had like this uptick for a while, and then we started sucking again, and now we have it back. We're doing pretty well again, but I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I've been to a few games. I don't really like watching it live. Or I know I don't really like watching it on TV, but watching it live is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've gone with you to a game,
and
I went with Catherine a few times to a game. I've only ever gone to one winning game though.
I've never been to a winning game.
One run to 0 against the Cubs last year.
Good.
It was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's called
one run to
That's
none.
called a pitcher's duel.
It was boring as fuck.
No, it's not. It's exciting.
No, well, it was exciting because it was my first time being to a live game, so I could see all the running off the ball and everything like that. But holy shit, man, you need to get soccer into your life.
You're gonna sit there drinking an American beer in St. Louis and tell me that I need to stop watching baseball and to get soccer into my life?
Get out.
We're in your house, but you get the fuck out, sir.
We're in your house, but get the fuck out.
You can get out.
I was looking forward to
gonna
going to your house today, actually, because one of my favourite things to do when I was in college, and not so much anymore, was look up random areas of the Midwest and the Northwest and look up how, like, if you just pick a town.
Stop doing that. It's making so much sense.
Pick a town.
Fucking stop.
Pick a town and then see how many Bigfoot sightings there's been. There's been 3 out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never looked that up.
That's
BFRO, Bigfoot Field Research.
I like that you know about this shit.
Yeah, oh, dude, I'm balls deep in Bigfoot stuff.
I used to look up that shit when I was a kid, and then it was just like, I'm done.
I spent my whole second year of college in the library on that website.
So, do you believe?
Oh yeah, I'm 100%.
What do you think? What do you think stopping the discovery of the Sasquatch?
Because America's too big.
Okay.
And I just think
We are just too big. Montana is a fucking hot.
But also, I like believing in. There's no harm in believing it. You know,
No, there's no harm in believing it. I agree with that.
It's not hurting anyone. Me believing in Bigfoot, is there?
no. You got this evil stare going on. Like
I think
you fuckers.
You got
dare-
really
all
self-conscious.
Yeah, you got all worked up.
I'm starting sweating.
He's coming off hot. I don't believe in Bigfoot.
You don't.
He's so mad.
There's no harm in it, Shane. There's no harm in not believing.
Why?
You eventually you'd find.
We'd have to find a dead.
I feel the same way as like we should have found.
But then
something by
again, how often do you come across a dead bear's body in the woods?
now. A shaved bear's body on the woods.
That's
You
freaky.
can't. That's an oxymoron.
Okay, here's my thing. Do Sasquatches live in our environment, or do they only visit? Like we only see sightings of them, but we never find.
Well, I don't
where
think
they
they're
live.
around here anyway. I think it's like go around
But I'm saying we see sightings of them, but nobody really finds the Sasquatch lair.
Yeah.
Are they living on this planet?
Are the aliens dropping them off?
Okay, here's my
Taking shit on
question.
Earth.
Here's my question. You're an advanced species, and you want to go down and get some resources from a planet that has a bunch of like proto species that you don't even want to fuck with because they're too dumb to comprehend anything.
Yeah.
Do you just go down there by like pro bono, just like okay, I'm a big fucking gray scary alien. You can't understand me, but here I am. Or do you go down there in a suit?
Oh.
I do not think that Bigfoots are aliens in suits.
Well, see, that's
Okay.
that's how ridiculous I am.
But-
I can believe in aliens.
but-
No, I can believe in Bigfoot. Don't believe in aliens.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying.
Fucking crazy.
Here's what I'm saying. You're going in disguise. You want to do some research first. You pull up some stuff from years ago that your species found. Like this is light years ago, and you're like, what do humans look like? Well, they're big and they're hairy. That's what they look like, right? And then it's like, well, we're 7 foot tall, but maybe they just think it's abnormality. Let's put the suit on.
Dude, you're fucking nuts.
No,
I just came up with this.
I think
This is 100% what I just thought of.
I think Bigfoot's a real. It's not an alien, and it's living in the Northwest, and it has like.
Are there a lot of them?
No, there's not a lot of them. And that's like, I was like,
Do you think it's
families of some breed? I think it's like just one dude, and he can live to be 400 years old. or
Oh,
something.
he's a wizard.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
It's a wizard.
Yeah, I think you're fucking
Okay.
crazy.
In the Black Sabbath song, in the Wizard,
Black Sabbath
the Black Sabbath.
I don't like Black Sabbath.
It's one.
either.
Fuck you. Go to hell. Podcast over.
You're talking to me. No.
Well, I mean,
they're good. They're just not.
Okay.
It's too sludgy for
Let
me.
me go ahead and let me hear what you think of Nickelback, because I'm putting you on that boat.
I hate Nickelback. I don't hate Nickelback.
Oh, but you
They're
say
sucky.
you don't like Black Sabbath,
I don't dislike Black Sabbath. I will listen to it,
but you want to appreciate.
I appreciate it. It's just I would.
You just said you didn't like it. I just gotta pick one.
What there was never been a time where I'm like I want to listen to some Black Sabbath right now. No.
That's me almost always.
They're just so boring.
I like the way they sound.
Them.
It's
you like that stoner sludge shit though.
Yeah,
I don't.
okay.
I like my death. I like my fast shit.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's appreciation of the sound.
I do appreciate the sound of the phone.
It's appreciation of the
you
music.
appreciate my sound, bitch.
I do.
Okay.
I appreciate metal now because I've actually see. Oh, it's not about the lyrics. It's about the music.
It's not about the lyrics.
It's not.
Shane.
But anyway.
I'm not into music at all that much.
Okay, what do you think of Demi Lovato?
I've never listened to any of her music, so I'm not sure.
Is she the bitch who does Summertime Sadness? I don't remember.
Which is the bitch that was in
Oh, Demi Lovato is Cool for the Summer.
What was the girl who was in School of Rock who was like on Disney?
I don't fucking know.
I know she does martial arts. So
Kate
I'm down with that.
Kieran.
Kate Curington?
I don't know. Are you talking about the little?
Selena Gomez.
Was she in School of Rock?
No,
I don't
know.
No, it's that
You're talking about that little Asian girl who was in iCarly.
Oh my gosh.
She got pregnant.
Is she pregnant?
I don't know.
With a human
She
baby
got
or a
slutty and then
Bigfoot
they
baby?
had. Okay, anytime they have a show on Disney or Nickelodeon.
Miranda Cosgrove.
That's it. That she was in
don't know any of these
iCarly.
Oh, she's old now.
How old is old?
Anyway,
She's 26. She's old.
anytime
She's
with the
24.
listen, anytime they have to cancel those shows, it's because the girls who star in them, that's never follow the guys. The girls who star in them, they grow up and they get slutty, and they're like, we can't have that kid show anymore.
Yeah, but I'm slutty, so that's okay.
No, but I'm saying if you have a show based around a younger girl, she gets her in her late
Once
teens.
those titties drop,
Yeah, exactly. Once she starts growing and she's got titties dropping out, she gets all slutty, and they're like, "We can't have you in the kid show anymore. We're canceling it." Hannah Montana, prime example.
The one Lindsay Lohan, she's the big one, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about
She couldn't do Disney anymore because she started getting too slutty.
Yeah.
But Fred Savage, Golden Boy of the Century,
what's that?
he just grew up.
You know what he does a lot of work with?
Always Sunny.
I know. Always Sunny.
No, I was going to say, I always bring him up as the prime example of the best thing that happened to like a kid in show business. Because he didn't get fucked up from it. He got really good at it because he's a great director and writer now.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to stay in the limelight. He wanted to stay behind the scenes, which was a perfect move.
I was watching What Happened to the Kids from Mighty Ducks.
That's a movie?
Or it was a YouTube video.
Documentary on YouTube.
So, I watch a lot of what happened to them? A lot of them didn't do much after Mighty Ducks.
I would assume so.
And then I watched What Happened to the Kids from The Sandlot? And then I watched What Happened to the Kids from the original It.
Uh-huh.
One of them killed himself.
Jesus.
I don't doubt it.
That's what's in store for the new kids of the It movie.
I feel bad for those. I feel so bad for the kids who are in Stranger Things because they're gonna have a shitty life.
Nah.
No, I think so. I mean, show business treats kids better now, but it's just being in that limelight,
That's why they don't
especially
get
something
killed.
that's so big. Like you're gonna have.
You're all about that.
Okay, grasp this if you will.
Grasp.
This. Imagine this.
I have like a thick dong.
Grab onto it. Imagine you, 12 years old, you're in some movie, and then you're just like, not a big deal. I did this thing, and I'm in a movie, and I'm a kid. And then you learn a year later that there are adult women who are, for some reason, obsessed with
Finger
you.
blasting themselves.
Like, blasting themselves to the thought of your 12-year-old body. And, at first you're like, that's kind of cool. And then you look up what these people look like. You're like, oh, no. Oh, no.
Dude, women finger blast themselves to me all the time.
Now imagine that being a little girl. Both sides work.
Yeah.
Just think how fucked up that is. Just think how fucked up that is. It's like you're just a kid. You don't think of any of that shit yet. That's not even in your mind yet. And then you come to a realization. You look online. You're like,
Are we talking about pedophiles now?
we're talking about pedophiles in entertainment.
Oh.
No,
I
but
tell
just,
you, this is-
I think that's the biggest issue when you're a kid in movies.
Is
I think
that
the
is
biggest
that
issue is North Korea. But
Yeah.
dude? I wasn't gonna say this, but I was reading somewhere. I forget what, but there's these estimates that pedophilia is probably the number one fetish in the world.
You need to stop talking about this.
Why? I gotta get this off my chest.
No, go ahead. I'm fine with talking about this. It's edgy.
Because you have to imagine if a lot of fetishes are from something in your childhood, you know, if you're going through the Freudian kind of root of it, if there's of almost all the fetishes are something that occurred in your childhood, why isn't people that are children not one of the biggest. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what
Like
you're saying.
apparently it's like
So,
it's like huge.
I'll give the counterpoint to this because I know so many people who like I had a crush on that person when I was a little kid and stuff like that. They still hold on to that memories. I can name a couple of people we know personally that have this that mindset still, which I always get creeped out by because when I was a kid, I would never look at like girls my own age and be like, that's hot. I would look at older women.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I was like always like I would see like a little girl and be like, that's a little girl. She's boring and weird. I don't care. I would see like an adult woman, like an actress or something like that. Like that's hot.
Anderson or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, not even that. Like
someone like that.
like when I was a kid,
or someone like that.
like when I was a kid, fucking Jennifer Connelly and shit like that. 'Cause she was in the
Jennifer
Labyrinth.
Connelly, yeah.
Like she was 16 in that movie, and then like I watched her later. And she was in the Hulk movie and shit like that. I'm like, wow, she aged really nice. She's like in her 30s now. Damn. And I was fucking like 8 when I saw that movie. So that was me. But that's me. That's me.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's got to be some correlation between like
There is a correlation.
when
I
you're
totally agree with
developing,
that.
You get stuck in that sort of. But I don't know.
Furries, yes.
You leave the furries alone.
I'm gonna fuck with them.
You leave
I'm
them
gonna
alone.
fuck with them.
You leave furries alone.
This is our biggest
I love
fucking
furries.
crossing. Listen. I don't dislike them. I think they're whatever as people.
What's a furry? I don't know what furry.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So wait. I'll explain this. I'm on Shane's level. I'll explain this. I'm on his level of thinking. Okay. Shane,
It's a straight K experiment.
you know.
I'm just building it. I'm just ready for
Okay.
this.
Do you know? What's a good example? Do you know like Disney movies with like animal characters?
Did you see Zootopia?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine, if you will, somebody who is sexually attracted to everything in that movie.
What?
Exactly!
You sons of bitches.
I like his reaction. What? That's stupid. But no, that's basically what
That is not basically what
Okay,
it is.
that is the extreme degree of being a furry. There's people who are interested
The
in
extreme
that.
degree is bestiality.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That's bestiality. then.
Furries are people who have.
They're
There's different levels of furry. There's people
I know-
who feel like they're a fox trapped in a human body.
No,
and
they're
so,
not. They're
so
mental.
yeah.
Okay, go on,
shut
go
it
on,
down.
go on, sorry.
So like I know a lot of furries.
Okay.
There are people who feel like they're a fox trapped in a human body. They're sexually attracted to like anthropomorphized foxes. So like, remember Peter Pan?
Yeah.
The fox, like they jerk off to that.
Peter Pan.
Oh, the
Remember the
cartoon
fox?
version of it.
There's
Yeah,
a fox in
yeah.
it?
The Disney movie.
Robin Hood?
Yeah, not Peter Pan. Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Or they'll jerk off to like Judy Hopps from Zootopia, the bunny. But there's people who think that they're a fox trapped in a human body, so they buy these things called fursuits.
You ever go to like Six Flags or Disney World where they have the big characters in like the
Yeah,
giant
exactly,
suits?
yeah.
It's
But
basically
these are like different. Some of these are like
kind of.
so.
It's a fine line.
Some of them are like $10,000.
It's an investment. It's a lifestyle choice.
It's a lifestyle. They look like this.
That's cool. Good for them. All I'm saying is, Mike, do me a favor. Don't.
I'm not a furry. I
Don't
don't.
sleep in these people's houses.
I have a lot of I've been to a furry convention.
Have
It
you?
was-
Good fun. I bet
It
it's
was
probably a
fun.
laugh.
They party.
Yeah,
They
it looks
fucking
like it.
party.
They party in a lame way, I think.
In the costumes or when they get out?
Both.
Both.
Oh, yeah.
Both.
Can you sip on a beer
No.
through one of those? How do you party?
They take the
They
mask
take their
off.
head off.
Well, what they mostly do is they
Go to-
smoke weed and they hotbox themselves.
That's what I was about to say. If you took an ecstasy tablet and then you were on a
There was a whole.
in a furry
There was a
costume,
whole.
you lose your mind.
What was it called? Rainforest.
Furist, yeah.
Did you read about this?
Yeah,
They,
I
like-
heard that it was long running for a while, and then when 1 year it got so fucking bad, they had to cancel it.
Yeah. These. It was.
But
just
it
a huge
wasn't-
drug problem. Like kids were doing like nitrous and shit.
Okay.
And, like.
The full story is it got bad because they were wrecking hotels, they were wrecking the fucking rooms, they were taking they have, for whatever reason, these furries have a fucking diaper fetish. Grasp that, if you will.
Everybody. There's.
No. And the main reason they canceled this event, they're like, you can't come to our hotel anymore. They're
That is
taking
true.
shit-covered diapers and throwing them everywhere.
That was the only thing that the hotel didn't like.
That was the
like the
straw that broke the camel's back. Because like we have wedding parties, we have fucking conventions coming, they party and drink and all that shit. But when you're throwing shit everywhere, you're done.
That's such a big straw.
That okay, you gotta draw a line in the sand. You gotta draw a line in the sand because it's like you have all these things like we can look the other way, just we'll charge you more next time. But when you're throwing shit everywhere, it's over.
Holy fuck.
Why were we talking about furries?
I just mentioned it, didn't I?
Oh,
I
yeah,
made a joke.
Yeah. Well, let's leave the furries alone.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
listen, I don't want
More power to them.
As long as they're not harming anyone.
Listen,
it doesn't look
Mike.
like those guys
We're
are
talking-
harming
yeah.
anyone, so-
I'm going to introduce a new segment. It's called Putting Mike on Blast.
Putting Mike on blast.
Okay,
You can put
Mike,
Mike
you're
on-
you're okay with somebody who wants to dress up as a fox because they think they're a fox, but when it comes to like a man wanting to be a woman, no go.
Mike on blast.
Mike on blast. Mike
It's
on
not
blast.
that I'm against transgendered people. Do what you want, but don't.
But you
don't-
do think they're delusional in a way.
Yes.
Well, Mike on blast.
I'm not saying that that furries aren't delusional. I didn't say that. I'm
But
not
to-
saying that if you think that you're a fox trapped in a human body, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying leave it
More
alone.
power to you.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I'm not saying that I agree with them thinking that they're a fox trapped in it, but I understand why they think that way. I mean, I don't
I-
understand why they.
okay.
I understand what there's.
I understand an overactive imagination.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, clearly they know that they are not a fox trapped in a human body.
But they're making
they're
they're making a lot of steps to get there.
They're mentally. They feel like they should have been born a fox.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I already said it. I'll say it one more time. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, everyone do whatever they want to
Mike
do.
on blast. I like Mike on blast.
Mike on blast is gonna be my
Next week,
I'm gonna get
next
an
week
intro.
you should ask about the Holocaust.
Yes.
Ah!
I need to get
You're
our
right reason.
I need to get our theme song makers to do a Mike on Blast theme, like a 15-second like rock jingle.
Mike on blast.
Mike on Blast.
This is the most uncomfortable questions.
I'm an open book. You can ask me.
No, that's what I like about it, and that's why. It's,
I don't mince my words, bitch.
Don't. That's
Ask me something offensive.
Okay.
I don't.
What do you think about-
Exactly.
What do you think about the KKK and their equal rights?
I think they should be able to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're not
Okay.
hurting anybody.
Okay. What do you think about people who are racist? Should they be abused?
No,
You
I don't think you should.
Do you think
should
that,
never have to resort to violence to battle somebody's argument.
I actually was mentioning this to Mike in the car, and I want to bring it up to Shane because I still think it's fucked up. So I looked at something on Twitter the other day, and this lady, some social virtue signaler and shit like that. She's posting about she found this lady who did a tweet. She's like, she's at a Kid Rock concert. Okay, so basically right now it's gonna be something racist. She's like, these Arab chicks in line are pissing me right the fuck off. I want to kick them in the head or something like that. To me, that's not a huge deal. That's a tweet.
Yeah.
And this girl had her full name and everything on it. Okay, people tweet stupid shit. People post stupid shit on Facebook. They rant. She took that out of context and said, what a huge racist she is, and then went on her Facebook and saw she works somewhere and she goes to a school. She contacted the work, showed a screen cap of the tweet. She's like, look how fucking racist this person is. She's a terrible person. You should fire her. They said, okay, she no longer works here, like most times.
This actor,
Yeah. And then she posted all that. It was like, yes, she got fired. Look what I did. I'm such a good person. And then everybody who follows that girl saw that that girl was being racist and then started going after her personally. Like, they contacted her schooler and got her kicked out. They made her, like, they fucked with her so bad she had to delete her Facebook, her Twitter, all her fucking personal shit online. And the only thing that comes up now when you, like, look up that lady's name is a hate page of saying, I'm a racist bigot, I'm a big piece of shit. And then people commenting is like, you're a fucking cunt, you're all this shit.
Cunt.
And it's over one thing, one tweet.
yeah.
It wasn't even like she did something in real life. She tweeted, I don't like these Arab chicks or whatever. And that's not okay that she said that, but it was
No.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, she shouldn't have made that public. She knew what she was dealing with. She didn't think people were going to fucking ruin her life over one passive-aggressive tweet.
You're all hot about this.
I'm hot about this because it's like one person makes an error, and I've always been a huge thing, like since I've been using Facebook and stuff like that, don't put too much information out there.
Of course,
I've been
yeah.
a huge like advocate on that. And when I see people do that shit, I fucking call them out. I'm like, don't do that. That's too much information.
Some people have statements. They write statements on Facebook.
People get
Yeah.
fucking.
We were
livid
talking
about it.
about this the other day about what's her face.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the
One of
same
our
name.
a mutual friend of ours we used to work with. She just
Went
people-
crazy about.
People just get out of line with their fucking real world class entitlement of just like it has to be this way, and if it's not this way, and it's like to a point of fascism. Yeah. It's like the whole thing is like we want a mutual like thought of like you can express yourself and have a dialogue and not be fucking like bullied or ridiculed for it. Because if somebody's gonna think a certain way, the only way you're gonna change them is like with conversation. You're not going to beat an idea into somebody's head.
No,
like
being aggressive
that's
about
like a
it.
dictatorship
Yeah.
in a way. But the idea of, hey, this person said one racist thing on Twitter, they shouldn't have a job,
Let's
they shouldn't go to
destroy it.
school anymore, we're done with them, they shouldn't be a part of society anymore. That pisses me off. And I don't think any of this shit, but when I see somebody saying that, I'm not going to go, oh, they work at Target? Well, guess who's not working at Target anymore? I'm not buying shit from them.
Yeah.
It's just this fucking ridiculous hurdles that, like, people need to fucking jump to make themselves seem like better than other people.
Yeah. They can't just say that person shouldn't think like that. They have to take action against them.
Like it's to the point of intolerance.
Yeah.
It's like you're just like you're trying to be so tolerant that you're intolerant to everybody around you. Where you're just like, you have to think this way. You said that was wrong. It's like to the point of like if somebody said, "Man, I fucking hate cats." It's like, "Oh, so you hate cats? Oh, like, I bet you can't work at Walmart anymore. You shouldn't work at Walmart if you hate cats. Cat lovers shop there." It's like,
I don't.
I don't get
happy
heated
to see that Kid Rock got through to a couple of Arab women.
I know that's a platform. Huh?
Like if those Arab women
That was
are
the
letting
context of the tweet because she was at a Kid Rock concert, and I was like,
Oh.
right there, your bread and butter is you got Southerners, you got
But he's based in Detroit,
he is.
which is isn't that like
No,
Michigan's like the one.
But his career was starting to go sour. He went from like the hardcore
There's
rock
this thing
scene
in America-
to the southern rock scene.
There's this thing in America called turning country.
Yeah,
Where certain either
Okay.
That's why I'm
artists.
wearing baseball caps.
Perfect.
I want to turn country.
perfect example. Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish. That's alternative folk kind of pop
Indie
rock.
kind of.
That's very much like non subjective. That's a huge audience thing. But then he started losing like the audience.
Nobody's
Because people were like,
listening to
"This
Hootie and
is."
the Blowfish
They're like the hot minute's gone. Hootie and the Blowfish is now like nothing. So he went country, and now his career is
Taking
up
off
again.
again.
Like
Good.
he's got that wagon wheel.
Because
song.
there's a built-in market for country artists. Like it's never gonna go away.
Okay,
No,
the
no.
built-in market of the country artist is all you have to do is say, "Let the good times roll," and that's all you need.
You gotta do
It's got to be my truck,
beer truck,
my girl,
beer truck
my beer.
river.
The open road,
Yeah.
Party in a field, my
Tight
beer, my
jeans.
truck, my girl.
or on a lake.
Around our lake.
So like
Let me get drunk on a boat. That's
Yeah.
that's a song.
But
That's a song
have you
right
ever done that? Have you ever got drunk on a boat? It's the most
there.
fun
No,
you
that's
can
not,
have.
I'm not saying that's not fun, but I'm saying the artistic value in this is way lower than
way
most
lower.
music.
But
it sells like a bunch.
all that stuff. But they're like Sturgill Simpson. I've listened to some of his music. That's good country, you know. Like
No,
he
there's
sounds like
a
good
clear
music.
divide
Yeah.
between feel good like
There's pop
fucking
country and-
party country.
pop
Okay,
country's
there's
all
party
horrific,
country
yeah.
and then there's like country where it's like that's the genre that used to exist but now is being exploited.
Yeah.
Because there's a huge difference now. It's like fucking, and then there's the opposite where like Taylor Swift and fucking Miley Cyrus, where it's like they used to be country. It's like I gotta sell out more. I'm going pop.
So you can flip back
There's
and
le-
forth.
go back and forth.
Can you go from
here's
country to pop back to country?
Okay,
Yeah.
here's the
Can you do
thing.
that?
You have to start with country or you have to start alternative. Because if you start with like a different genre, then go country, you're in the gold. If you start with country, you go pop. Then in your 30s, when the pop is failing, you go back to the country.
They won't
Because country
take
will
that.
never. They'll never.
I don't know.
They'll never segregate you in country.
What if you get a boob job?
Well, what's her name? Fucking Dolly Parton. She's been country her whole life.
Oh, is she?
those,
Yeah.
those boobs have tripled.
Yeah. That's
Like you look at fucking 9 to 5 in the 1980s, you look at her now. Those things are fucking like half her body.
we went to, but some of that music, like when I was down in Nashville, we only spent like I think 2 days there. Some of that music, I thought it was fun. But
No,
but when
it's
you go
fun
to, when you go
music.
to when you go to Nashville, it's not. When you go down to that main street, what's it called? What's the main street called in Nashville? Fuck.
I have no idea.
But anyway, you go down that main street, you know, and every bar is playing country music. None of that is that pop country. It's all kind of
Real
like
country?
No,
a guy
it's-
with a guitar.
Well, you're in Nashville, so that's like
That's
like
country.
they know good country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm saying all around, like you, like,
Like
there's
here.
party country. Like I want to get drunk.
Like
country.
what's that dude's name?
Rascal Flats?
I fucking hate Rascal Flats. Don't even fucking get me
Just
started.
really quickly, you go on, keep going.
What's that one fucking dude? Like
I'm good.
I'm fine. What? I don't know. I don't know.
Toby Keith Urban,
No, the main guys now.
the main guy now. Fuck.
I don't know. Who cares?
What's that one? Lady Antebellum. That's another one.
Lady Antebellums.
and we're gonna say
Shout-outs.
We're going to say our shout-outs really quick. We're going to give a shout-out to Roadhead for the theme song. As always, hey,
Yeah.
in the time that we had our last episode, because of course we always have our hiatuses, we like to keep it fresh.
We like to keep things fresh.
We like to keep things fresh. Don't want to get too stale by doing too often, but we'll be working on more stuff. But anyway, our friend and resident Roadhead artist Cole has a new show now. His own podcast,
Called?
if you will. The Whatevermen.
Did they? No.
Yeah.
No. I can't.
No, but their show is more like they do Let's Plays, they do some experimental videos, but
The Whateverman.
the Whatevermen, Cole and his friend Tyler now have their own series, and hey, you should check it out, because it's very much in our same style of wheelhouse of humor. Except they're Canadian, so they're more apologetic. With
They're
their
Canadian?
They're Canadian.
I love
Of course they are.
Canadians.
The band's from Canada. We also got Moses, who is
Did you
now,
go to his show? Did you go to his show?
I have not yet. I need to. He DJs now every Thursday night at Propaganda. If you live in the St. Louis area,
Cheers.
check it out. There you
Do you have any shout-outs, Shane? People you need to...
Any shout-outs?
Or are we wrapping it up?
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
I'm gonna do Pat Connolly's, my favorite bar in St. Louis.
Pat Connolly's off of what was that? Oakland.
Is that a real Irish joint?
It's Irish as fuck.
Tam in Oakland.
Is that where you go to watch your soccer games?
Hey, every Saturday night, if you ever want to hang out with Shane, if you're a fan of the show and you want to see what Shane's up to, go to Pat O'Connelly's on a Saturday night. He'll
Other
be
than
there.
that, then no one else. No, I don't like anyone.
Okay.
I'm like you in that sense.
I don't like anybody.
Because you said it earlier, you've got a lot of hate in your.
I don't have a lot of hate. There's a lot of things piss me off.
A lot of things piss me off too, but I come to terms with them.
Yeah, you need to drink.
I don't. Need
That
to
was the
drink
one thing. That was the one thing. That was my hot
I need to
minute.
stop
That was
drinking
my
so
hot
much.
minute of something that fucking was getting under my skin. Of just like that is not okay.
Well, it's
like that's over the line of cyberbullying because people who fucking cyberbully are nicer than that.
No one's life should be ruined. You can't.
Like
don't go
it's
around
one thing
ruining
of like
people's
fucking
lives.
clouding your Facebook with a bunch of shit that you just have to delete it, but to fucking have to delete that because it infected your real life and now you don't have a job and now can't go to school. That's too much. That's going over a line.
If you
That's
and-
invasion.
And the other thing is, if you put out something like that, it's not like the internet deletes shit. If you put that out on your Facebook or it was a tweet,
Twitter.
yeah. If you put that on your tweet, it's gonna stay out there. I mean,
It is.
employers are gonna look at it anyway. They can fuck themselves over and stuff like that. You know.
Well, yeah.
The only thing, if you see something like that in Twitter. I don't have a Twitter, but if you see something like that, you can make a comment saying you're a racist fuck, and let that be the end of it. Let
That be the end of it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
put that person on blast or whatever.
Yeah.
But like fucking just
Don't ruin somebody's life over a tweet.
don't
Yeah.
ruin somebody's life over the internet. It's not fucking like people who did that shit got in a lot of trouble with fucking people who were just like posting dumb shit on YouTube. Like those people got in trouble. And you should get in trouble the same way if you're just going to say just because they're racist. Like, not even that racist. It wasn't like, I want to kill all black people. It was just
Arab
like...
chicks need to move out of the way.
Yeah, it was just like,
okay.
I'm annoyed.
That's
and
not
I'm-
even. That's,
it was
not even
she
racist.
She was profiling. She was.
That's fine.
It was
Yeah.
racial
I mean, not-
profiling.
it's fine, but it's
It's not so much. It's fine. It's just. It's not. It's a non-issue.
Yeah.
Like those people are not reading that. Those people's lives are not being ruined.
Yeah.
It's like this idea is like you think that.
They didn't
way.
even fucking know, probably.
They didn't know. She probably did that as a passive aggressive way to not fucking interact with them in real life that way. But
She's that one. Whoever said that one.
it's the idea is that's like you're creating this police state of like online where it's like you have to. It's like you have to own up to these words that are just online. When it's the internet, the internet doesn't fucking matter. I'm just waiting for that next like 4 years when all those people are fucking like gone, like off the internet. Because the internet used to be like just fun shit where people did that bullshit and it was fun. But now it's like they're ruining the internet.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Get off the internet.
Get off the internet.
Everyone
Yeah.
Get
Hey,
off the internet right
you
now.
go deal with the real life issues in real life. Stay off my fucking
After
Twitter.
this podcast, never look at the internet again. That's a
Yeah.
good way to end it.
I need my
Yeah.
I need my dank memes though.
Huh?
I need my dank memes.
No, I'm not done with the internet. I want them done with the internet. I was there first.
I need dank
I
memes.
was there
though.
first.
I live off dank memes.
No.
Do you have any more shout-outs? Do I have any
Dan
shout-outs?
Cakes, as always.
Dan Cakes, Moses.
Moses, we mentioned. Dan Cakes, they had their Kickstarter for Anthromancer. Didn't get funded, but they're giving it another shot with a different venue soon. So if you want to buy it, it's really cheap, and I'll give you the links if you need it.
We should go for beer after this. Let's go for a beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go home with that.
Okay.
I got some shit going on that I got.
Damn it, Shane. Shout out to Shane. This fucking dirty piece of shit. What's the classic Irishman's dilemma?
There is none, is there?
Isn't it you have a potato, do you eat it now or do you wait for it to ferment so that you can drink it?
I want everyone to get on Mike's Facebook and ruin him.
I think I deleted it actually.
Did you? Okay.
I tried to.
What's that?
No,
My Facebook.
Oh, you deleted it?
I'm trying to. I'm going to. I'm so fucking tired. It's not
Right.
even. It's not even from what that shit storm that happened the other day.
Uh-huh.
It's just I cannot go on there and like go through my feed.
It's toxic.
It's just so fucking toxic. It's just
It's-
the only
hey.
reason I still have a Facebook, to be honest, was so I can use the Messenger
Yeah.
because I talk to a lot of people through the Messenger. But like, I
that,
find no pleasure opening the Facebook app anymore.
It's
I
it's
understand
dying with younger generations. Younger people are using Instagram
okay.
and WhatsApp. And
I
stuff.
use my Facebook for one thing. Well, two things actually. I check what everybody else is doing, and I'm like, okay. I've actually been like unfollowing like pages of shit. Like I just want to see what people are doing. I'm honestly want to see what pictures people post, and like everything else is in the way. And I just fucking post like something meaningless.
Yeah.
That's my fun thing.
I don't know.
It's dying though. There are young people.
Hey,
doing
I'm
Facebook.
ready for that to just migrate and go away. Let's get some fun. Let's get something funner. I want something where it's just I can connect with only my friends. Don't have to worry about
That's
some corporate sponsor coming in the way. It's like, do you want to fucking?
It's called
like,
real life.
No, but Instagram's a little bit like that. You follow the people that you want to follow.
That's why I'm on there more.
Yeah.
I'm just like I can only see it. I block everything
I don't
else.
have a Twitter.
Either do I.
Listen,
Facebook,
social media
it's
is
definitely
not
like
a dependency on your life. I'm not acting like it's a dependency on mine. It is a pastime at the most. If I want to do something in real life, I contact my friends. If I don't want to, I play video games. Go fuck yourself.
Goodbye, world. All
Good
right,
night. Thank you for Shane for coming on.
Thanks for
Shane, do you have
having
any like quotes or like comments?
No, just go for it and be healthy.
Okay, well I got one from Shane. Shane at one point he quoted John Way, a classic quote from John Way of whites should stay as the top race until blacks.
Shane was telling me
are
about that. He said
educated.
that whites are superior.
Whites-
that if
white
you have
supremacy-
a drop of colored blood in you, that
John Wayne once
that
said
he
white
wants to see
supremacy should
pulled off his
exist
truck.
until blacks are responsible enough to take the lead, and Shane did.
Shane's.
I don't remember saying that.
Shane does have a poster of this with John
We're
Wayne.
currently
The
sitting
only
in
poster I
Shane's
have is a
basement.
Conor McGregor poster. Fuck you guys.
He said
Conor
something.
McGregor-
Hey, he said something racist. Let's ruin his life.
God, he's already got 100 million in the bank. It's impossible to ruin.
He's got fuck you. Mike.
Hey, that's called rich privilege. You can say something racist when you're rich, but it won't ruin your life. What about us normies?
And this. I have to throw up. No.
Okay. Good night, everybody. If
Bye-bye.
it's the daytime, I don't give a fuck. Go to sleep.